Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
And good morning, everyone. Phil Penarski here with the Wood TV Live Desk. Hope you're all having a great start to your Wednesday. The Kalamazoo Growlers, part of the Northwoods League, are looking for their next kid coach. And to explain a little bit more about what that is, we are now being joined by Dean Thomas with the Kalamazoo Growlers, and he's here to break it down for us and even touch on a little bit more about how your child could even get that position. So, Dean, thank you so much for joining us on the Live Desk this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Feel excited to be here.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I guess just kind of starting off, you hear the term kid coach, and you might have a couple of questions. The average person might have a couple of questions on that. Can you touch a little bit about what this position is?
Yeah, so maybe some people in the past have seen kind of a viral sensation coach, Coach Drake, who was a 6-year-old coach we've had in the past. And it just brings a really unique element to baseball, to sports. Obviously, most people tune into a Growlers game. They're used to seeing a bunch of college kids, running around out in the field. But we're kind of looking for a new angle on that, something to kind of change things up, mix things up. And I think, as most of us know, a kid somewhere between the ages of 6 to 8 or not a college kid. So they're willing to do some kind of fun and goofy things. And that's kind of exactly what we're all about here with the Growlers. So we're just kind of looking for that outgoing, energetic kid to kind of shake things up for us a little bit.
Right, absolutely. And we are currently playing some video of Coach Drake on the screen right now, Dean. And, he just looks like he's having an absolute ball. And, of course, he racked up lots of views online for some of his antics and everything. But we're going to touch on him in just a few moments here. But, again, back to this idea of having that kid coach. You said that it's nice to have somebody who's going to, throw those antics around and, maybe not take the game as serious as maybe somebody who's actually looking for a coaching position. But how did this idea come about? When and how, for the Growlers, did this idea sort of kind of surface and realize that this is something that a lot of the fans are going to want to see and something that you guys can actually do?
Yeah, so every year we kind of challenge ourselves with what we call like a change the game of baseball idea. So I think, as a lot of people probably know, the baseball isn't necessarily the most popular sport anymore. And I think a lot of people feel like maybe it's because it gets kind of stuck in its own way, just kind of old school. So we're always trying to find new ways to kind of reinvigorate it and do things that haven't been done before. So obviously, we're a very family-oriented organization. We try to get families out here. So we kind of thought, well, kids aren't exactly represented out there all the time. And while we can't technically put a 6-year-old kid into a game, because that's just, would be kind of dangerous. But we thought, why don't we put them in a coaching uniform? Why don't they go argue with umpires and get the team motivated and make the pitching change when we need to see something done? So once we kind of saw that kind of void in baseball, we just kind of saw an opportunity. So back in 2019 is when the idea first came around and when Coach Drake appeared. And then coming into this year, we thought, well, Drake's getting a little older. He's not as cute anymore. So maybe we need to go out and find that next kid coach for us.
Right, no, definitely. And I guess, just touching on Coach Drake, he got millions of views from just some of these antics. He actually holds the record, the unofficial record of most ejections in the Northwoods League. Talk a little bit about the success of Coach Drake. I mean, obviously he's got a lot of personality himself, but did you see that maybe when the Growlers first hired him, that you guys thought that this was going to blow up, or are you vastly surprised at how popular he was?
Yeah, so we definitely thought we had something there, but at the end of the day, or maybe I should say the beginning of the day, we thought it more as just like a way to kind of entertain the fans in the stadium that night, the 3,000 people that were going to be there. Obviously, we've always got cameras running, so we took it, and we thought, well, I think we've got something kind of funny here. Drake did such a good job. He's got kind of his iconic kind of angry walk he does. Out to the mound and up to umpires. So when we posted it online, and then it went crazy between Facebook, YouTube. We had Japanese television channels reaching out to us wanting to use the footage. So I mean, we thought we had something, but we didn't know quite what we had at the time.
Right. Yeah. No. And I guess just for parents wondering, them wanting to have the next Coach Drake per se, what are some of the responsibilities these kid coaches are going to have? I mean, obviously, as we mentioned, they're not going to be out on the field giving players sort of the run around on how to hit a baseball or how to field a ground ball. But what are some of the responsibilities that they are going to be in charge of?
Yeah, so we tend to have this coach. They're very much a motivational factor. They're there to keep the guys kind of on their toes, on their feet. They're not, worried about the X's and O's of baseball. They're worried more about, the mental aspect. Hey, here's kind of what we're looking to do. Here's how to have some fun, shake some things up, defend our guys when an umpire makes a bad call. Maybe it was a bad strike call, or we thought a guy was safe. That's the kid we want going out there to make that argument, to stand up for our guys, and then just represent the organization as a whole. Do some media, some post game press conferences to kind of address what's going on, where the team's at. Really be that kind of liaison with the players, between the media, some of our staff here, and then the umpires is definitely the first and foremost thing that we're focused on.
Mm-hmm. Right, and kind of wrapping up now, Dean, this competition, obviously, to find the next kid coach is still open. We actually have a link on where people can submit their own applications right now over on our website, woodtv.com, and it's also can be found if you're watching us on Facebook in the description box and in the comment section. But Dean, just for parents looking and wondering about submitting their own child for this position, what are some of the things the Growlers are looking for in a coach, and specifically how can people enter? Are there more than one ways to do that?
So yeah, pretty much the main way we're asking people to is, it sounds like you've got the links in the description and everything. Head to our website, which is where the link is. Just fill out the simple application that's on the bottom of the webpage. We're just pretty much asking for a name, an email address, and then how old your kid is. We're looking for kids that are between the ages of 6 to 8, boys and girls. And pretty much just what we're looking for is, we just want your info. We want to know that you're interested. And then from there, we're going to hold probably a couple different dates just to have the kids come out to the ballpark with their parents, so we can kind of meet them, do an in-person interview, tryout, but just kind of get to know the kid. And really, we're just looking for a kid who's kind of outgoing, willing to kind of have some fun, do some goofy things with us. They're not shy. And that's really the only requirement. We kind of want them to bring their own personality too. We're not looking to put them in some sort of box and force them to be somebody they're not. We want their genuine personality, and the things they like to do coming out, while they're our coach.
Mm-hmm. Right. All right. Well, Dean, we are very excited to see the entire process of this. Again, we are probably going to be in touch once the official kid coach is named. But until then, Dean, we want to thank you so much for coming on the Wood TV Live Desk this morning. We really do appreciate it, and really appreciate all the extra insight you gave into the competition.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on. It's always fun to talk about this stuff, so happy to do it.
Yeah, no, definitely. All right, Dean, well, we're going to let you go. Again, thank you for stopping by, and I want to thank everybody else for tuning in to this latest edition of the Wood TV Live Desk. I'm Phil Penarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.